My name's Daniel Clarry. I'm an LL.M thesis student here at the Faculty of Law of McGill University, and I'm a member of the Institute of Comparative Law. Before I came to McGill University, I graduated with Bachelors in Commerce and Law at the University of Queensland in Australia. And after that, I was a Judge's Associate in the Supreme Court of Queensland and in the Federal Court of Australia. And then I was a competition lawyer, both for the competition regulators in Australia and then in the UK. So I researched fairly intensively the law of trusts, and I did that in a comparative perspective, both through the broader common law tradition, particularly in the Commonwealth jurisdictions that I was more familiar with, and also, interestingly, in the civil law tradition as well. And the University of McGill here has an excellent position between the two traditions, between the civil and the common law traditions. There are a myriad of factors that prospective applicants will be taking in mind when they decide, firstly, whether they're going to do postgraduate legal research at all, and secondly, whether and what institution is the best place to accommodate that legal research. For me, the decisive factors sort of fall into two categories. One relates to the fees, finances and funding for the program, and the second aspect is the quality of the research. And I think both of those are very important, but obviously it's crucial that the quality of the program is excellent and exceptional. And I think the McGill University's Faculty of Law really does offer an exceptional program. The quality of the program is excellent here at McGill University, and that's for a number of reasons. I think structurally the program, the LL.M program, offers some unique things that you just don't get at some of the other law schools, at least from my research. And in addition to that, the quality of the research, the professors and the supervision here. The Faculty of Law at McGill University is very unique in the sense that it brings together a very diverse cultural group of students. In the LL.M program alone, that's very reflexive of that cultural diversity. In my year of the LL.M program, there were 65 students coming from 26 different countries from around the world. And that's a very, very unique thing to have that sort of diversity in such a concentrated group. You know, relatively speaking, it's a small program, it's a very quality program, and the structure is great. And the reputation of McGill University is fantastic, I think, internationally. There was another aspect of the LL.M program that I thought was very unique and something that McGill has really offers to their students, and that's the LL.M thesis stream of the program. I think the structure of that program is quite unparalleled in the sense that you get to engage in a 30,000 word supervised research project under the supervision of one of the faculty's professors, and that kind of intensive supervision it is really quite a unique thing for a law school to offer that, and I really can't see any parallel in terms of that platform opening up doctoral research opportunities. So, it's an excellent opportunity, and I really did enjoy the reading and writing. I enjoyed the supervision with Professor Lionel Smith, and that really made me self-reflect on what it was that I enjoyed about the law. And what I like about the law is the law and engaging in the really intense sort of fine points of law. I think one of the things that students should really be interested in, I think if there's any advice I could give people that were thinking about coming to McGill, it's that they should actively be involved in one of the institutes or research centres here at McGill University. I was involved in the Institute of Comparative Law. The Institute of Evidence-Based Law is also a very prominent part of the faculty. There's research centres in intellectual property and particularly human rights and legal pluralism. But for me, the Institute of Comparative Law was definitely where I wanted to be, especially because I'm interested in comparative private law research. And I just had a really, really great opportunity in the Institute of Comparative Law because it brought together so many different students from so many different backgrounds and jurisdictions that the opportunity to talk about fact patterns and ask students that are from Germany or France or any of the Latin American countries, how would you approach this kind of problem? And being able to see the way that other students look at things in that different kind of perspective, it really gives you an opportunity to self-reflect on the way that you approach law as well, and how you do that within your own legal tradition. It's very important as well how much the program costs. I did apply to US law schools and I got offers from some of the Ivy League schools, but when I compared those to McGill University and the offer I got here, across the board the program was about a third of the price. You're also living in Montreal, and Montreal just happens to be, relatively speaking, a fairly inexpensive place to live, and I was fortunate enough to receive very generous funding from the Quebec Research Centre of Private and Comparative Law to support my funding while I was at McGill on trusts. McGill University has a very unique position here, sitting in Quebec, which is largely a francophone province. That feeds into a very bilingual comparative place to study here at McGill University. But by the same token, it's not an impediment at all for postgraduate legal research. I'm coming from an Anglophone background, and I never felt at all that it was an impediment that I couldn't read French texts throughout my program. It was never a problem on the reading list. It was never a problem in my supervision with my LL.M supervisor. It was never a problem with any of my professors either. So the main language of instruction at the postgraduate level here at the Faculty of Law of McGill University is English. There are a number of students from all sorts of cultural backgrounds and linguistic differences in the faculty, but the main language of instruction is English. If you're coming from a French background, then absolutely there'll be, the majority of the faculty will be able to engage with you.